2024 has definitely been a year. We had so many crazy and weird and scary stuff happening this year, but we definitely had a lot of good stuff happening in this channel. We had some milestones, we connected, we had a lot of cool discussions, and we played a lot of awesome games, which is what I talk about today. I want to make a tier list of my favorite games of the year. That's the thumbnail and the title. Probably say that already, so let's get into it. First of all, quick disclaimer, everything I say and do in this video is obviously my opinion. So if you have any issues with that, or if you disagree or agree, feel free to say that in the comments. I love having discussions. As I always say, we always have really cool conversations in there. However, if anything I say here makes you irrationally angry, irrationally? Oh my god. Irrationally. If any of the things that I say and do in this video make you irrationally angry or profoundly offended, I would argue that you should talk to someone, and that someone is not me or anyone in my comment section or in any comment section, by the way. It should be a professional. So that out of the way, let's get into the video. Alright, so let's start. This is basically my tier list. It's pretty simple, but the tiers are Game of the Year for me. That doesn't mean it should get an award, just means that one of my favorite games of the year. A great game, which means everyone should try it, should play it, should check it out. Good means there's nothing wrong with it. It's really cool, it's really fun. Meh, just kind of fine, I guess. Nothing wrong with it, but nothing special. And bad is just bad. Don't play it, or play it at your own risk, I guess. So these basically are the games that I'm going to be rating today. You might notice some of them I put the thumbnail on, so you can, maybe it's easier for you to check out the videos on my channel. Some of them just left the regular game logo or screen. Some of these you'll notice I haven't had any videos on them. Most of the ones that are here that are not in my channel are because I had a playthrough recorded and somehow the recording got fucked up, got corrupted, or something like that. So sadly there are no videos on them on my channel, but I'm going to talk about them, and there's probably going to be review videos on it because I can save a little bit of the footage so I can at least talk a little bit about it. So let's start with the first one, which is Grimshire. Right, so Grimshire is the first one. This is one of those games that I mentioned that I have played and recorded, and the recording got messed up somehow. So this game is still a demo. The game hasn't come out yet. I played the full demo. I think it's about 1 hour or something. It is a cozy farming horror game. That's going to be very recurrent on this in my channel. That's mostly the biggest genre I play, cozy horror. This game is really cute. It has a really cute Stardew Valley vibe to it. It's a farming game where you have like your little town and community where you have to help people and plant and sell stuff, but it has a really cool horror twist. I don't want to spoil it, and you should definitely check out the demo because it's really fun. But I would say Grimshire goes as good because I've only played the demo. I really had a lot of fun with it, and I loved the whole aesthetic. I loved the twist at the end, and I'm really excited for when the game comes out. But let's see if they actually do good with the rest of the game, because it felt very nice for a 1 hour or two of gameplay for the demo, but I don't know if it's like a full game worth. So it goes on the good game category because I have nothing bad to say about it. I had a blast playing it. If you like Stardew Valley and horror games, it's the perfect combination. Little Kitty Big City is the next one, and oh my god, I played the demo for it forever ago in the channel, and then when the game came out I played the full thing on stream. There's probably live streams of it on my channel if you want to check it out. It's, oh my god, I love that game so much. You're a little kitty that falls out from your apartment, like from apartment window, into the city, hence the name of the game. And you have to like climb your way back up. It's a very satisfying game in the sense that you it's the kind of game where a completionist would have a lot of fun because there's a lot of tiny challenges and tiny things to find and collectibles and stuff. And it also has hats for the cat, so mainly for the cat hats I'm gonna put it as one of my favorite games of this year, definitely. Little Kitty Big City lives in my heart, especially because the protagonist is a black cat, and I have black cats and I fucking love black cats. They're the best. Next up is Black Matter. This game is very special. It's not out yet. There's no demo for it. I'm helping playtest it. A couple of friends are developing it. It's a very, very cool, very different game. It's one of those time management games, I guess, where you have a like what's it called, like a black hole, like a dark matter core in a lab that needs to be contained, and something happens and it starts growing, and you have to do a lot of things very fast and run around the lab doing a lot of tasks to contain it. It is a very fast paced, very hectic, very challenging game. I've done some play tests on the channel, so if you want to check it out. The game is not available yet, so you'll have to watch gameplays of people that are helping play test it, but it's a very promising game. So I am going to put it as a it's definitely one of the highlights of the year, even though it hadn't come out yet. I have played it, so I can say that I have played it this year, and it's one of the favorite games that I played this year. I also beat it, and I think I am one of 2 people who actually beat the playtest of it so far. So, I mean, I'm pretty proud of that. So it goes into Game of the Year for me. And I can't wait to see what else happens with the game, and I can't wait for a demo or like a sneak peek come out for you guys to play it, because I think everyone's will probably enjoy the game. Now, Limb from Limb. This game came out forever ago. I actually played it by myself. I did not record it, but I think it should be here on the list because I really like it. I had a lot of fun with it. Limb from Limb is a I don't even know how to categorize it. I think Steam calls it a card game. It's a card gore puzzle game, I guess. Gives me SCP vibes. You're part of like an organization, and you're part of like an experiment where you can regrow your limbs. So you play this little board game that's like a board maze, and you navigate through it, and there's like a little traps and stuff, and you have to fight other strange beings that are also regrowing their limbs on like a card challenge. It feels a lot like Buckshot Roulette. It's kind of a chance game. Like you have to guess what cards the other person has, and you have to like throw your hand. It's very cool. It's very addictive, and I'm gonna put it as a great game actually. Forgive Me Father is one of my biggest surprises this year. I was expecting nothing from this game. I bought it in like a Lovecraftian sale at Steam at some point this year, and I just bought it because it looked cool. It has like comic book graphics. They're very pretty, and I'm a sucker for anything that's related to cosmic horror and Cthulhu and stuff. And this is like a Doom-like shooter, very hectic, very cool. The soundtrack is very good. I had so much fun playing it. I played it a couple of times on stream. I haven't finished it yet. I'm still to finish it. There's a lot of, I think there's like 4 or 5 bosses left because it takes me forever to beat them. My aim is shit, but I am definitely putting it as a favorite for this year for me. You should definitely go take a look at it, or take a look at my gameplays if you don't want to buy it, but it's definitely worth it. The first one, the first one is great. Next up, we have Indigo Park. This was a really cool mascot horror game that came out this year. I'm not big on mascot horror games. I haven't played most of the big ones. And there's also the whole like Garden of Banban controversy with the whole issue with releasing like episodic games and then charging too much for them, and then getting people hyped about the next one, and the next one is bad. And then yeah, there's a whole thing. I could probably make a video ranting about this, but I wasn't very interested in playing it, but a good friend recommended it to me. I did play it a couple of times because I had issues with my recordings, and I was very sick when I played this game. So you can probably tell in my gameplay, my nose is very stuffy, my voice is like very sick, but it was pretty good. I think it's very promising. It's a very promising game. It's as far as I know, it's free on Steam right now. This is the first episode. No news of the second episode as far as I know, but I'm gonna put it as good. I would usually put mascot horrors as meh because I think they're all the same, but I think it's a really it stands out for me, so I'm putting it as good. you're gonna realize it's not gonna be too many games on Man Bad, because I can always find something cool about the game. I can never get myself to hate a game unless it has to be really, really bad. I always have fun playing it, even if it's bad. I have a lot of fun playing it. Still Wakes the Deep goes definitely into one of my favorites of this year. I was not expecting a lot from it. I thought it was one of those walking simulators with like jump scares and spooky stuff, but it's actually such a beautiful, visually beautiful game. And it has such a beautiful story, and it's got cosmic horror in it, which is one of my favorite things ever. So I can't not like it. But I think that the story is very, very well written. There's not like loose ends or anything. I love the voice acting. It's fantastic in this game. And overall, it's a very well built, very well written game. It gave me Outlast vibes, which is one of the first games that I ever played in channel or in stream. And I really like it. It's one of the games that I did not release a video on channel, but I'm working on a video essay about it, so stay tuned for that. Next up, we got Reika. Reika, it's such a nice game. I think Reika is a survival witchy cozy game. For me, it's like the epitome of a cozy witchy game. You're like a young girl, young witch that like is assistant to Baba Yaga, basically, like a witch that has a house that has chicken legs, and it's adorable. The game is so pretty. It's got that very satisfying foraging and recipe making and little missions, and you can build your house. It's overall such a good, pretty, and nice game to play. I am going to put it as great because I haven't had time this year to play it as much as I want to play it. So I think the only issue with Reika is that we need more. I hope they add more features and stuff, because you can go through the story very fast. And then it becomes a little bit repetitive. So I hope they add more to the game, because I think it might be an early access. I'm not sure. But yeah, definitely check out Reika if you like cozy and witchy games. It's vibes. The vibes are impeccable in this one. And talking about vibes, Cardo, oh my god, this game is just one of those heartwarming games. Cardo is a cute, artistic, fun, little cozy game. You play as this little kid who is part of like a cartographer family. You're traveling with your grandma and you fall out of the plane. You fall into this island and you're lost, but you discover that your family craft is actually magical, and you can like take out pieces of the maps and move them around, and then you move the environment around you. So the whole like spatial puzzle element to it is adorable. It's so fun and satisfying. The characters are cute. The story is so well written. I'm gonna put it as a great game. Now this one is This Bad We Made. Now I just only realized that there's an actual pun in the name of the game. Because the name of the game is This Bad We Made, and you play as a maid. So I don't know if the pun was intended, but I would say it's one of my favorite games this year. I'm not sure. I might go back on some of these, because I haven't even got into the bad games yet, by the way. But anyway, This Bad We Made is a very refreshing, very cool game where you're a hotel maid and you clean up rooms. And when you clean up the rooms, you can snoop around the guest stuff, and you find out like secrets and mysteries. And there's a murder mystery, and usually murder mysteries, the maids and the butlers are the biggest suspects. And in this game, you play as the maid. So it's a fun little twist. It feels like a mystery book. It feels like you're reading like a little mystery novel. So it's so good and so cozy. The art style is amazing. The voice acting is amazing. So I am really torn into putting it as Game of the Year or great. I'm gonna leave it as great right now, but this game is really cool. Now I have Pumpkin Panic. I absolutely love playing the demo for this game, and I think it had so much more to give. This one is also a farming horror game, but it's like way more horror. And it's got like that challenging element to it. It was really hard to beat. Oh my god, I had so much trouble beating that game. You have no idea. Well, you could watch it if you want to laugh at my suffering, my struggling. And there's also a lot of cats in that video. My cats showed up in the camera. But I think it was really cool. I love the visuals, But if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I've seen the creators of the game talking about how they're not going to take it any further. Like, there is a demo for the game, and they've been releasing updates for the demo, but they're not going to finish the game, they said. And that's really sad because it's a really cool game. So it's going on meh because it's not going to be a fully fleshed thing anymore. So that's pretty sad. All right, so now April 24th is a horror game that I found on HIO. To be honest, the thing that got me to play it was this frame right here, which is a GIF on the HIO page that looked really cool and scary. But when I actually got to play the game, it felt just like any other kind of walking simulator horror game. It was just walk around the house and get jump scared. I don't know. It felt really like any other of those like walking horror games where you just kind of like open and close doors and find stuff. I don't think there was anything special to it. So I'm gonna put it as like, I don't know. It's fine, I guess. Now, Ring Academy is another HIO game that I played this year that really stuck with me. I really liked it for most of it. I have this issue with the jump scares. They are too violent and too loud. I think they have to tone it down. It's too loud and too violent to the point that it makes the game less enjoyable. I think it's a really cool idea of every challenge in the game is solved by the ring throwing game, which is something I've never seen in any other game. And the developers, I think it's Capybara Force. What's their name again? I forgot. Yeah, Capybara Force. I had to look it up because I was afraid of getting the name wrong. They make really cool and weird and psychedelic games, and I like them. But I think that just because of the jump scare that kind of took me off from the experience and kind of stressed me out too much, I'm gonna put it as I would put it as a good game, but I think they need to tone it down a little. It was like too much. It was crazy. Teleforum is a very special game for me. It's a game developed by Brazilian devs. It's a game that the story is based on Brazil. So it was really cool playing it. I can't say much about the game because I don't want to spoil it. It's one of those games where you have to just get in and play it. It uses like real footage, real like VHS footage. It has, I don't know if it's time travel or parallel universes or I don't know. It's crazy. You have to play it, and it's one of those games that you have to play it over and over, and it remembers stuff from the previous playthroughs, which is so clever and so cool. I'm putting it as one of my favorite games of the year, definitely. And the devs are working on a following game called Drowned Lake, which I'm really excited for. And I thought it was going to come out this year, and it's probably going to come out next year. I'm definitely going to make a video talking about the games that I'm excited to play in 2025, so stay tuned for that. But for now, Teleforum definitely is one of my favorite games of this year. Now, Cryptmaster. This game is so fun. I played the demo for it, but the game already came out. And I'm really excited to play it. Just haven't had time to, which is sad. But Cryptmaster is an RPG, I guess, where it plays a lot like a point-and-click game, where you have to click things to move and proceed, and the movement is very like guided throughout the game. But there's also a character in the game, which is a Cryptmaster, which is that guy in the logo, which is like, I'm not sure if he's the villain or not, but he's he's a funny guy. And the way that they play the game, you type things for the Cryptmaster to read, and then he reacts to what you type, and then that's how you interact with the world. And also the combat is based on typing. Like, when I talk about it, it sounds weird, but it's definitely a really fun game. I'm putting it as a great game, definitely. It's a really cool concept in a new game, so you should definitely check it out if you're interested in that concept. It's a very new and very weird thing, and I love new and weird things. We love that in this channel. Talking about new things, the new WoW expansion. I played it a lot this year. I've played it like all of the story so far, like until November, I think, of the new expansion, and I just thought people might get angry about it, but World of Warcraft is one of my favorite games ever. I've played most of the expansions that have come out, and I really think this one was kind of, I don't know. It's my opinion. I just thought it's okay, I guess. Zoocosis. Oh boy. If you've been following the channel, you probably know where I'm gonna put this one. A disclaimer, I have played this game twice. I have played this game when they got launched, and I played this game about a month after launch because I wanted to give it a second chance because they have over 30 patches after less than 30 days after releasing it because it was unplayable. I have an entire video talking about it because I was expecting this game for a very long time, and when it came out, it was absolute garbage. My personal experience with this game was pretty bad, so I'm putting it as bad. I haven't checked it out in the last like 2 or 3 months, and I know that a lot of people are going to come in the comments and say, hey Moth, you maybe should definitely check it out, Zukosis again, because it's way better now. I might think about it. I'm not sure. I don't know. I got very saturated. I gave it a shot, guys. I played it like for hours during release. You can see my live stream on the release day. It was like 5-hour long. Nothing worked. And then I played like a month later and I could advance a little bit more in the story, but it was still practically unplayable, broken. A lot of interactions didn't happen. I got soft lock again. So yeah, I don't feel like coming back into the game. I don't know, I might, who knows. So Sketchy's Contract, I played with a couple of friends on stream this year. I thought it looked really cool, but it's basically just a Lethal Company clone. I don't think there was anything special to it. I just felt, I don't know, it just felt like a clone. I don't know, I didn't like it. I did have a lot of fun because I was playing with other people, and that definitely improves a bad experience. It's a no for me. The Dog is a very short HIO horror game that I played in one of my many 3 horror game streams. Sometimes we just play random HIO like short horror games when there's nothing else to do on the stream, just to have some fun. The Dog was one of those. I definitely had fun playing it, but it didn't feel like anything special. I think there's a cool twist at the end with the whole basement thing, but I would have put it as meh. I guess I don't. It's just meh. It's just fine. We Harvest Shadows is another demo that I played. The game that hasn't come out yet, but I'm so fucking excited. It's definitely one of the highlights of the year for me. So I'm putting it as a great game. I'm also gonna make a video essay on that. But if you want to watch, I posted the gameplay, the full demo in here. So I am very excited. It is a horror game, but it's a farming horror game. But it's way more focused on the horror, and I think they nailed it with the atmosphere. The ending of the demo was kind of cliche, and I hope they change it in the future when the game comes out. But in general, I am really fucking excited. I love this game. Clap Clap was another one that was very popular. Sometimes I just check out what HIO games are like trendy, I guess, at the time, and I definitely played Clap Clap because everybody else was playing it. But it's like any of those like Home Alone games. It is very reminiscent of the Fears of Fathom, like episodic horror, and that was fun. That was really cool, and I liked it. But overall, I guess I could put it as a good game. I'm not sure. I might change it to meh. It's fine. It's a cool game. I have fun. Dale and Dawson is one of the other games that I played with some friends on stream, and it was so fun. Most of these games, it's basically like an Among Us, but mixed with The Office. And most of those like Among Us clones are like fine. I kind of got bored of Among Us a long time ago. Dale and Dawson was genuinely fun. It has so many cool and different elements to it, and I'm going to put it as a good game. It's really fun. You should definitely play it with your friends if you can. The Altars is a demo that I played here that is definitely one of my most anticipated games for next year. I'm probably going to talk about it more in a review video. But it's like a base management game, but it's also like sci-fi and drama, and the story feels so emotional. You are alone in a spaceship and you have to leave a planet, but you have to fix the spaceship. You can't do it by yourself, so you start cloning yourself, but each clone of you is actually a version of you from an alternate timeline. So you're actually meeting versions of you that took different decisions in your life. It promises so much, and I'm putting it as a great game because the demo was fantastic. And the story just hooked me. I would devour a book like that, a sci-fi book like that, or a show or a movie like that. I would be obsessed about it, and it's one of my most anticipated games for 2025. Next up, we got ILS Jack. I I don't know. I'm just gonna put it as bad because I had a lot of fun playing it, but it was kind of just like one of those regular HIO games. It's really quick. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of trashy. It's based on a creepypasta and a really old creepypasta, which just gave me a little bit of nostalgia. But in general, it's just a really short, like, cliche HIO horror game. Next up is Carcass by Tooth and Claw, which is an HIO game creator. I love this game. I thought it was a really cool concept. The bad thing is that it's too short, to be honest. But I love everything that Tooth and Claw makes. I love playing it. I had a great time. I'm going to put it as a good game. And it's also free. So if you want to check it out, go to HIO, look up Carcass, and play the other Tooth and Claw games because they're totally worth it. Next up is Lottle Knot. Lottle Knot is an adorable little cozy game where you're like a diver that have to clean up the ocean. And then you find those little dudes. They're called Loddles. And each one has like a different stat and different powers that help you with your tasks. This is definitely one of like the category of satisfying cozy games. And I'm very surprised that it doesn't have high ratings that I expected it would have on Steam. I guess it gets a little bit repetitive, but it's so satisfying. I can't put it as mid. I am going to put it as a good game because there's absolutely nothing wrong with this game. I just love it so much. But it's so simple and so nice to play. You get lost in one of those games that time just flies by because you get so lost into doing the little tasks and cleaning up every little bit. It's so nice. Next up is Go to Bed. It's a really fun HIO horror game where you have to like do the whole checklist of, oh, when you go to bed, did you lock the door? Did you close the windows? Did you turn on the alarm? Blah 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 blah. And then at the end of it, there's like a cool plot twist. I'm gonna put it as, I don't think it should be in the same category as these other games. I think it should be like probably mid, but it was fun to play, but very simple as well. Next up we have Content Warning, and I absolutely loved Content Warning. The only reason I'm not going to put it as great is because I feel like it got repetitive very fast. So a lot of people complain it's like, oh, it's like a Lethal Company clone and just one of those and it's boring. I think it's actually, it's very similar, but it got itself in a different category because it brought up so many new things, like the whole Spooktuber thing where you have to like get like different gear to record different videos and get more views. And I don't know, I think it's different enough from Lethal Company that it's its own game and its own like genre almost, and I love it. I just think that even though there are a lot of updates since I last played, it still got very repetitive. I think they should add like some wild cards and something else to the game, because if you play it for a long time, eventually like it gets kind of boring. So it is a good game, but I don't think it deserves to be in the great category for now, at least. By the way, I think Content Warning is like the hardest I've laughed in games this year. There's a whole clip of me just absolutely losing it, me and Pyro.
It sucked my asshole in the ceiling. What the fuck?
Upside down! Below me! Brother! Lord! Help me!
It was just so crazy and confusing, and I laughed so hard. Now, Lethal Company. I don't think I have to explain that much why the game is great. It created a whole genre on its own, and if you've played it, you know it's a very special and awesome and different game. And if you've watched any of the memes or any of the videos, I have a couple of highlight videos that are pretty funny. You'll know that I can't really say anything bad about this game. This game is fantastic, and it deserves to be in the great game. Maybe even one of my favorites of the year. I might not push it, but it's definitely up there. And there's Pumpkin Panda twice. Why? Well, I'll leave it here. Next up, we got At Tony's. I made the full series of the full gameplay of this game because I love the idea of a pizzeria management game, which was also a horror game. I had a lot of fun with it. I think the game could have more stuff in it. I think it got a little bit empty at some points. I might put it as mid. The jump scares are cool. The story is a little bit confusing, but you can still follow it. and I like they have different interactions with different ghosts. It's very promising, but it could be better, so I'm putting it as mid. Next up is Grun. I don't know how to say the name of this game even still. I think this is a great game. I have a gameplay now on my channel if you want to check it out. Every single second of this game is absolutely fun and satisfying, and I loved it. The imagery, everything, the visuals are awesome. So I could put it as one of my favorite games this year, to be honest. I want to think about it. I might rearrange these guys first, but it's definitely a great game. Now there's Supernatural. Maybe this might be a controversial opinion because I've seen so many people saying good things about this game. I think that it is mid to bad. I streamed the whole thing and I almost had to trash my whole save and start again because of a glitch. And I think that the story was very, very, very confusing. I got the end of the game. I didn't understand shit. I was like absolutely lost. I did like the ghost mechanic and also the animations and everything. Like the graphics were really cool. And the whole sound mechanic is like kind of like a peekaboo, like a Marco Polo style interaction with the ghost. The puppy listen, I was gonna put this game as a bad game, but then I remembered the dog, and I can't. The dog is just, it would be in a bad tier, but the dog just takes it up one tier. That's all I'm gonna say. Next up is Shadows of Doubt. Absolutely fantastic game. No notes. I just want the devs to add more stuff to the game because it's amazing. I haven't played it on the channel. I'm playing it on my own, but I'm going to make a live stream about this game, and it's probably going to be the longest live stream I'm going to make because when I start playing this game, I cannot stop. I've gone like entire nights, like overnight, playing this game. It's a detective game, but it's an open world, so you can do absolutely anything in the game. You have an entire city to explore. You can do absolutely anything to solve the cases. You can break into people's houses. You can hack into their computers. You can look into phone records. You can find where they work. Like everything is integrated, so every single NPC has a place that they live, a place that they work. They have routines. You can follow them around. There's so many cool interactions and so many cool mechanics. So it is definitely one of my favorite games of this year, and no notes. It is amazing. Go play it. Go watch it. And I'm gonna make a live stream on this game probably next year. So stay tuned for that. Now, Duckside is definitely a game. It's one of those games where I only had fun playing it because I was playing it with friends. It's really like not much more than just a Rust clone. It literally uses the same UI as Rust, but it has ducks in it, which should take it up one tier because of ducks. You're a duck and you get to do duck things and it's fun. But at the same time, I don't know, there's nothing much to do in the game. It's a pretty empty game. The video on it though is pretty funny because we just made it fun. The game was very boring and we just started like fucking around and we made it fun.
What if I was to just headshot you right now?
Me?
Not you.
Oh.
But what the fuck was that for?
I just popped up in chat.
You've got fucking dementia. You've got your fucking dementia. You had your fucking Biden.
And lastly, Crow Country is definitely the favorite game for me this year. As soon as I finished playing it, I wish I could unplay it and forget everything about it and just play it, the whole thing all over again. I played it like it took me like 7 hours to finish the game, and I played the whole thing in one sitting. I recorded the whole thing in one sitting as well. So you can see there's a series going. I think there's like 1 or 2 videos left for the series that are not out yet, but it's coming out very soon. So you can see like the ending of the story. I definitely recommend watching the whole thing from the beginning because it's definitely worth it. The story is so cool. You're a detective. The game is like a Resident Evil style retro game. You are a cop that gets called into a missing persons case that is in an abandoned theme park. The owner of the theme park is missing. You have to investigate it, and these weird creatures show up, and there's like a lot of different layers to the mystery that are somehow connected to you because you are also a mystery. So it's definitely worth checking it out. If you don't want to play the game, if you don't like that style of game, do check out my playthrough. There's a whole playlist on it, and Man, it's my favorite game of this year. I can talk about it for hours. It was actually nominated and in the Indie Game Awards this year for like, I think it was for art style because it's so cool and different, and I think the devs had a lot of fun with it. This game is definitely my favorite game this year. Like, no runner-ups. This is amazing. And this is our finished tier list for all the games that I have played this year. I definitely feel like I want to move the altars to one of my favorite games this year, but I don't want to get too excited because I just played the demo of it. But it is definitely, I think, the one that I'm most excited to play for next year. So you're gonna hear a lot about this game in the future. So yeah, this is the finished tier list. Let me know if I forgot any games. Like, I probably forgot because sometimes I play some random games on stream, like people recommend it and I play it, or I just find like random weird games on HIO and I played them. But in general, that is it. Let me know if you disagree. I think I might have made some people angry with my decisions, probably, which is fine. I want to hear all you want to say about it in the comments. And yeah, I want to know what is your favorite game this year, by far. Like, what is the game that you played the most, that you fell in love with, that fascinated you this year? Because I might play it next year, who knows. Also, let me know what's your most anticipated game for next year, because I'm gonna make a video talking about the games that I want to play in 2025, and I want to know what you guys are excited for, because I might be excited for the same games. So I really want to know. As I said, again, please debate me in the comments if you agree, if you disagree, if you think I forgot anything. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the video a lot, and I love to have you all around. I'm so excited for next year and for the videos that I'm working on right now. We have video essays on the works. We have more gaming news videos and more random and crazy stuff. And also, I love to chat with you guys on live streams when I am playing like the games live and finding out stuff together. So I hope you had great holidays and you have a great end of the year, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.